As in Utah, when I was a boy, everybody knew what a downwinder was. We were the anti-nuclear capital of the world. I was an autistic kid. My father was a drafted United States Marine, an incredible man. I come from an incredible family. My uncle stood on Omaha Beach on D-Day. I grew up on a huge ranch out by the lake. He was a beautiful, incredible person. He was at Pendleton, combat ready, and they were human guinea pig. They were marched into the trenches in Nevada. They're called atomic veterans. He nearly died at the blast. Between 1951 and 1968, we had 300 open-air tests. Well, as different scientists started to write about this, Wallace Stegner was at the University of Utah at the time. I got to know him. Edward Abbey was hanging around there. I got to know him. I got to know all these environmentalists, and I was an environmentalist, and it was a passionate, intense subject matter there.
All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. They'll be calling you a radical. Plumgate, 311, whatever you want to call it. I call it Pacific genocide, whatever. It's fucking giant conspiratorial across all demographics. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. They'll be calling you a radical. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. Plumgate, 311, whatever you want to call it. I call it Pacific genocide, whatever. It's fucking giant conspiratorial across all demographics. They'll be calling you a radical. May God have mercy on all of your souls.
Nuclear power was evolving. We were promised, oh, this can't happen.
Well, good morning. Very special day today. 3 years. 3 years ago, this exact moment, I was going in and out of a coma. 3 years ago, this exact moment, 11/11/11, I went into the bone marrow transplant center. All but dead. Fukushima gave me leukemia. Nuclear fallout gave me leukemia. It gives everyone leukemia. It gives everyone who gets cancer in the United States gets it from nuclear fallout or benzene, chemical environmental poisoning. Make no mistake about it. It's perfectly correlated. You think the bankers are evil? You know nothing. You know nothing. They're evil. Let's talk about the nuclear cartel. I want everybody out there listening. Just because you don't see it, you don't recognize that this is a war. This is a full, blown-out fucking war. And we have been not allowed to fight. We have not been allowed. Our voices have been squashed by the mainstream media evil fuckers that they are. We have not been able to fight back. We've been taught to be passive-aggressive. Raise your voice, we smash you down. Fuck that. Our voices will be heard. We're the media now. It's a very horrible, exact moment to this second right now. I was in an operating room, all but dead. They went into my chest, wrapped the central line, they wrap them around your jugular vein and put them right into your heart so they can directly feed chemo into your fucking jugular vein. Flip you on your back, they go into your spine. They put a port, they lumbar puncture, and they put a port because the tumor cells like to hide in your spine. They go into your brain stem. You come back out of there, you're awake, well, kind of. I take that back. You're kind of awake, I should say. I was in so much pain. I was like, I already told my doctors, I already told my children, my next of kin to go ahead and juice me. It was over. It was over. I couldn't take the pain anymore. That's how much painful these fucking diseases are. I went from 170 to 130. Horrible, fucked up McQuack-D, these Nazi motherfuckers here in Austin, Utah. That hospital ought to be fucking, everybody in there ought to be taking, not everybody, but 90% of them ought to be put in prison cells. They're a mass murder kill zone. They're a kill zone. Do not go there. Anybody in Weaver County, anybody listening to this, do not go to the emergency room at fucking McQuack-D. It is a kill zone. It is a kill zone. They will kill you. They're ideologues. I've had doctors inside there tell me, I'm going to sue those fuckers when I can find any attorney with any balls. Oh, because the attorneys, you want to talk who's betrayed us? How about these pussy attorneys in this country? They won't stand up. They're part of the fucking problem. Judges, well, we got a little bit of hope down in San Diego. Janice says, go get them, boys, Veterans Day. Oh, you put a yellow ribbon on your car, you drive around, you for bullshit. I listed to my Facebook the list of these fucking war fucking prophets, grandstanding, video killed the media star. V for Vendetta? Absolutely. We'll talk a little bit about the Million Mass March. We'll talk a little bit about post-ignorance, Yellow on Black Friday. We'll talk about this day. My father drafted 100,000 of them, marched from Pendleton into the Nevada test site, human big like lab rats, nuked up, cut their tonsils out. A lot of them died right in the fucking blast. All of them died of fucking cancer. All of them. Horrible fucking leukemias. Genetically passed through their gene pool into their children? Absolutely. We know that in factually deal. Any attorney sue them? We know the decisions. They were made at Livermore. They were made at Cal Berkeley. At Keller himself. Eugene McCarthy, oh, the commies are coming to get, oh, fuck yeah, this fearmonger fucking apparatus, they're arresting all these fucking cowards. You go to my Facebook, I listed a fucking list of all these so-called Republican grandstand, and don't get me wrong, the fucking Democrats are just as fucking bad. The false equivalency fucks. They're passive-aggressive, false equivalent, won't fight the bully, won't go toe-to-toe on the streets with the fucking bully. Oh, we do. We do, and I want people to understand about me as a person. I'm no fucking reporter. I'm no fucking, information giver. I'm an artist, oh yeah, but I'm an in-the-street street fighter. If they grew up with me, you think I was born with these scars across my face? It took years of living in this violent place. Take a look at my face when you watch those videos. See that scar? I used to have this perfect nose, chiseled face. Those are brass knuckles across. The scars, I have 4 scars across the back of my head from comp night sticks. This new to me, my attorney who won the NAACP Attorney of the Year. How many times he's had to defend me? Have I ever been convicted? No, because I've never broke the law. They break the law. When we're at the Capitol, and I want everybody, Luke, we were chanting right there. That fucking phony fucking grandstanding motherfucker, fuck him. I'm standing right next to him. Well, who is he, a profiteer? John Anthony, I know you're listening to this, John. It's important for our movement. And I want to say this to John Anthony Fairhurst and to Steve Grant and that beautiful young woman. I listened to her interview in Boston last night. They are awesome. I cannot say enough. I've been talking to John Anthony for 16 months online. He knows that I've been pushing my post-ignorance and my in-the-street movement for a long time now. He knows that. His movement, the movement that is incorporated, anonymous, incorporated a lot of things, a group of us. That group in D.C. was not that big. It proves that it's not about quantity. It's about quality. And anybody who's there knows, oh, did we have quality. It's worked. We have evolved. This whole group of activists around the country, whether you want to call it Million Mass March, whatever, I don't care what you call it, the group of individuals that have organized online. You've underestimated the genre of YouTube, the genre of social media. You laugh at it, the greatest freaking media source in the history of mankind, the great equalizer, the information. Oh, do they get it? Oh, does this army get it? I have watched John evolve, Steve Grant evolve, these beautiful young women evolve, these mamas. I've watched them evolve as people, as activists, individuals. They're not fucking profiteers. They are not like Luke, we're changing a profiteer. Alex Jones, a profiteer. All these people that have freaking co-opted this in so-called alternative, get your AdSense accounts off your fucking accounts. Yeah, we have to have a little, but very fucking little money. Very little money. And I want to say about this asshole up in Canada, that rat who tried to tee me up, says he sent me a bunch of fucking money. It's a fucking lie. That month, he was going to open a hedge fund with me, $250,000. He conned me in up there, fucking wrote these bullshit fucking checks that went into an investment fund. But by the way, every penny of it's still sitting there. I've never spent one fucking dime of that fucking money. He lied. He was a rat. They're fucking rats and try to tee us up. I live on nothing. I live on teeny sums of fucking money. But I'm in a good position because my children are raised. When I got leukemia, my fucking family stepped in. My brother gave me a car. An activist stepped forward and paid my hospital bill anonymously. I live on fucking nothing. Chump change. I have a few activists who send me money. Doris from Scotland sent me a little bit, but that fucking money can't, oh fucking no. John Kirk, He's fucking helped me out with some money. Very small money. You put the math together, I've lived on less than fucking $10,000 for the last 3 years in a row. And I'm glad I do it, and I'm going to keep doing it. And John Anthony understands that. You can see those guys. Oh, are they the pure in the street? Everybody's in that fucking street. Oh my God. Oh my God. That young man that threw down his blues in front of the White House. Oh my God. It was passionate. It was we had not ideologues. We had philosophical idealism on all angles, but we all came together united in one thing. We all understand that we no longer have a government that represents us. We know that. But, I have answers. Occupy, you don't think Occupy changed? Oh, Occupy did a lot of the heavy lifting. Do not kid yourself. Occupy has changed New York City so dramatically. And I want everybody to understand the reason that we got away with what we got away in Washington, D.C., anonymous, because their reputation precedes them. That was earned. Anonymous, incredible hard work they did. A lot of heavy lifting. Absolutely. I've done heavy lifting for fucking a long time out in the fucking street. A lot of the heavy lifting's been done. They're afraid of us? Oh, fucking A, they're afraid of us. Oh, yeah, they respect us? Oh, yes. They respect us because respect doesn't come from false equivalent talking. So, oh, let's hold hands and try to levitate the world. Oh, no, you don't get respect that way. Occupy on a lot of respect? Oh, yeah, and they did it through blood, sweat, and fucking tears. The stuff that I've done post-Occupy, well, Occupy started, I got leukemia. I was in Washington Square the whole winter of 2010 with the original occupiers. I was calling a post signals leading up to the 100th anniversary of Shirtwaist Fire. John Anthony knows this. He knows all this. He's been following me for a long time. He's evolved into a beautiful activist. He's not a beautiful. These guys are purity. That group that was there, Michael, all of them. Those young men on the front line, oh, they fucking get it. Because look, this is a class fucking war they waged on, and they refused to let us fight back. They won. They kicked the fuck. Warren Buffett's old words. They kicked the fuck out of us because they refused to let us fight. The Patriot Act, mission accomplished. Homeland Security, remember it was supposed to be temporary? By the way, the only police that really fought back with us and fucked with us was Homeland Security. Tasered innocent fucking people. Right fucking there. That needs to go. That's not Constitution. Remember it was supposed to be temporary? The Patriot Act. Look, we're a republic of the Constitution. With the Patriot Act back to the Constitution. Look, how many does it take in Congress to fucking to amend the Constitution? It hasn't been amended in 30 years. It's been amended 27 fucking times. 2/3 majority. They would never get 2/3 majority with the Patriot Act. Never. Never. It's an illegal law. It's illegal. Now, of course, we have a hijacked Supreme Court. George Bush did not win. And you think even that piece of rat fucking betrayal shit, Hal Gore, that rape artist piece of rat shit. Green, no anything green about him as a bank account. Go back to your fucking board of directors at Google and Apple. Build a house that sucks up $8,000 energy a month and call yourself green, you phony rat. Not my words. Tries to rape not one, but two. Rat, motherfucker. That's the problem with these rats, these false equivalency rats. We don't want them. Get the fuck on, all you false equivalency rats. We want the real purity in the street. Those young men that fuck along the front line, that young man stormed up there on the Capitol, wow. That's a warrior. That's the public space. That's ours. They have no right to fucking guardrails. That's our pepper spray they spray with us. That's our fucking guardrails they spray us with. Fuck them. Who do they fucking think they are? Patriot Act. Let's remember, Alito and Roberts were put on an illegitimate Supreme Court. Bush did not win, and Bush did not win. You can go to Tribe, you can go to fucking Byers, read the Gore-Bush dissent. They're words. You think I'm some radical? Well, then you call Justice Breyer radical. You call William Tribe the fucking constitutional not some fucking, I went 2 fucking years of, this Fox News rat mother, and I will fight Ted Nugent one day. That is my goal in life. I want to fight that fucker. He's fucking, look it up, you rats, if you don't believe me, you rats and trolls. Fuck you. Move on. We want the warriors here. Look it up. Look it up, all you beautiful fucking righteous fighters in the street. Ted Nugent dodged the draft. He was drafted. He dodged it because he said he shit himself and he couldn't control his bowels. Yet he goes on and says, yeah, well, I didn't go, but if I go, I would have killed a lot of people. Kill me, motherfucker. to a person like me who watched my father die of leukemia, my uncle still on my beach in D-Day, my other uncle raised me fucking POW in Nam. Really? Really, you motherfucker? I've listed a list of the Republican war heroes on Veterans Day. None of them served. None of them served. They were draft dodged. And these are the people that fucking send our fucking youth into the fucking fake wars. ISIS. They made that shit up. You know it's all made up. And if you don't believe me, then let's go back. Let's go back. Let's refresh you fuckers. Your memories as long as your dicks. Let's go back. Colin or Uncle Tom Rattow standing on the fucking UN floor. Playing those tapes. Manufactured false. We know they were fraud tapes. About weapons master. That was Blaine Wilson, the CIA agent she is, screaming her fucking head off her husband. He's a liaison. They're lying. They're lying. The guy that knows, they're lying. Pat Tillman goes in there. He's going to expose the lie. Pat Tillman was not freaking wound up to go fucking save America. He was pushing his career forward. He was going to be the next John Wayne. The same thing that happened to Pat Tillman kind of happened. That's not the same thing. I should backtrack on that. Pat Tillman was a warrior. He was a man. Executed murder of Pat Tillman. And the guy that was going to expose him executed murder of Mike Tyson. The other guy that was going to expose that they were afraid of, Aaron Swartz. They killed him. It doesn't matter if he pushed the gas pedal. They did. Put that weight of the world on your neck. Unbelievable. Unbelievable that America doesn't recognize this. The young people was all serving coffee to each other. Me and my daughter had a conversation. I said, name off all your friends. Every single friend. A server. I said, these fucking baby boomers think they're slave owners. Look, these little niggas serving us. What's going on around there? They really think they're something. It's the same as fucking home. You might as well be sitting in the arena, eating chicken, releasing the lions on the and watching the lions eat them. It's fucking death. What have we done to this? That's 72 years old. I got news for you. The rest home, and you're all going into the rest home. You say, oh, they're going to round us up, put in a FEMA camp. No, you put yourself in a FEMA camp with your guys paying mortgages till they're 90, 80, refinancing houses in your 60s, buying more real estate around your false fucking 270 dwellings. There are 26 vacant for every homeless person in America at night. 26. It's outrageous. It is, you got fucking own your 5, 6, 7 fucking houses, watching people with the fucking houses, and you're going nowhere with that. False fucking interest rate. Alan Greenspan is the greatest terrorist in America. Alan Greenspan should be hung. He should be hung. He should be hung. Treason on Balco. This is treason. These are fucking treason. Dick Cheney order execution of the most famous man in America, Pat Tillman. That's high treason. And you think I'm a radical? Oh no. Listen to O'Brien's fucking statements on the Hill. Burned his journal? Really? You think that? I mean, please. Are we all this naive? Really? You know, well, so when the young wolves, and it won't be long because Fukushima. You want to go into denial about Fukushima? The greatest ecological catastrophe, the greatest catastrophe in human history is Fukushima. Point of the Pacific Daily, and Ken Bucketfuck Buser is the rat. He's just like Barack Obama. You know, gets our hopes up, gets our things up, and then he betrays us. It's the worst kind. You think about Ken Bucketfuck Buser. Scripps is funding him. Really, we protested Scripps, Lori, and I protest all over this country. Well, Thanksgiving Day, on Thanksgiving Day, at Livermore. We had fucking Thanksgiving dinner ahead of 7-Eleven. Because we had to go out there, so it was the only place we'd get close enough to them, legally, standing on the streets. We had to do it. We had to go to the head of the snake and see the people that murdered my father that are murdering me. Had to confront them, no to no, toes to toe. You know, so be it. We're not the criminals, they are. We'd not have been allowed to fight back. This has been the greatest redistribution of wealth through the 1% in fucking human history via Alan Greenspan, the Fed. Slash the interest rate down to fucking nothing. Your free market fairy tale. Oh, there's an answer, and you guys can go on denial, and you can fucking pull back on one easy answer. It's called the tariff at the port. Say, oh, go do it, and you start freaking out in your knees now. You don't understand them. You don't understand them spiritually. It is immoral to enslave another human being. There will be accountability, for their souls will not be eternal. All you people that fucking exploit, here's some fucking cash to exploit this brown person. Can't go to the emergency room if he falls off the scaffold. Oh no. Got to fucking bottom basement and die. I never had a fence because if you were paying the cash and exploiting another human being, the community did not put up with it because they understood usury. Right on the front page of Salt Lake Tribune Day and Mirror, average Utah pays loan interest rate 466%. And if you don't think it's usury, and it spills all over, usury is the killer of Christianity, yet they call them they're all devils. They're fucking devils. By the way, the sitting attorney general and the ex-attorney general, both arrested at their houses, handcuffed by the FBI, 11 felony counts. 11 is spilled into Mike Lee. They all are involved in payday loan places. There's a guy named Jimmy Johnson, who actually I know, who's sitting in prison in Utah, and he's squealing. Good for him. They funded Mike Lee's fucking campaign. Mike Lee, running as fiscally smart, wants to cut food stamps. 189. He got 600. The only sitting United States senator in U.S. history that's house foreclosed on why he's sitting. He lied to me right in my face. It's on YouTube. Just because you guys want to deny me, you want to push back on me. Hey, let me tell you something. I want this to be very clear to John, to all you people, you real grassroots activists. If you become extremely in vogue and contemporized right now, and you get fucking millions of views on your YouTube, you are going to be a failure. I can tell you that right now. Anybody who has removed culture historically has done it as the populace pushes back hard on them. Remember, Vincent van Gogh never sold one single fucking painting. Not one. Michelangelo lived in horrible fear. In his fucking letters, the heresy pope wanted his head cut off. These are lonely fucking battles. Harriet Beecher Stowe, her fucking father was a dishonor for writing that book. These are lonely wars. Lonely wars. To be righteous and I'm not talking, you think righteous, the way you've been shoved down your fucking throat in these fucking born again churches that have popped up, these mega Joel Osteen and Hackett and all these guys in their mega churches. They're devils. You do understand they're pure devils. Under the First Amendment of the Constitution, it was negotiated. Remember, this is a republic with a constitution. We're not a democracy, and that's another thing people need to understand in the street. This is what democracy looks like. Yeah, I guess, but we're not democracy. We're a republic with a constitution. We need the Constitution restored, all of it. All of it. And you guys want to just pound the Second Amendment. What about the First Amendment? What's going on in Ferguson and going on in the country right here in Utah? Right here in Utah, we have mass murder by cop by event. That is the Fifth Amendment. That is the Sixth Amendment. That is Seventh. You think there's a reason we had, 5 amendments to the Constitution that do with due process, illegal search and seizure? These people are violent. This is what I don't understand about these fucking rat-ass attorneys. Used to be. I remember when this creep who was just executed shot the 2 black guys in Liberty Park right here with his rifle just because they were with white women. And, nobody would try. What happened? They were fucking tried under the grounds of violating their civil rights, which comes into the Constitution. So what have they done? And, the NDA, these guys get it. Our group gets that. That backdoored the Constitution. International. It's against the law. Those laws are illegal laws. That Act is an illegal law. Fraudulent. Now, let me explain why they're illegal. Here's why it's illegal. The Patriot Act is total 100% illegal. And history will look back. Every decision made in the United States Supreme Court will be thrown out from the day Bush appointed Alito and Roberts, or the day Bush was elected, till present. And I'll tell you why. Because the Supreme Court is illegitimate. 2 of the guys sitting on there, Alito and Roberts, were appointed by an illegitimate president who did not win. And this will play out in the courts over time. The young wolves will understand this. And the populace, everybody says, when will this end and when will this change? When these baby boomers are all dead. Oh, and they're killing themselves in droves fastly by their ignorance. This is a war on ignorance. Thus, post-ignorance. And how do we fight it? We fight it with the Internet. There's no coincidence that everybody in the street that organizes via the Internet and social media are so educated and so articulate and know how to fight this. There's no coincidence. It's the information age. Google themselves calls it the great equalizer. It was the most powerful genre in the history of mankind, bar none. Can you imagine Michelangelo writing his Hieroglyphics? Can you imagine with a YouTube camera? Can you imagine freaking Martin Luther King with a YouTube camera? Can you imagine any of these guys? Chavez with a YouTube camera? Wow. What we're doing to the brown people in this country, you fuckers. You can sit up there and deny. You can have them serving your food, building your fucking house, exploiting the fuck out of them and paying them cash. Fucking, you're going to hell. Usually, and that's not just Christianity. That's all faiths. I don't care if you're an atheist. So, and I love how they've freaking incorporated and called people atheists that aren't even atheists because they don't believe in organized religion. They're called dyers, the original founding fathers of this country, all of them. Read all of them, the literature. Every one of them did not believe in organized religion, but they were very spiritual people. That's what this country was founded on, separation of church and state. This country was founded on a tariff at the port. The first 8 employees of this country were Alexander Hamilton, the Secretary of Treasury. Why do you think I keep going on? All you guys, I want the people, you million mass marchers, and I want people to understand. Why do you think I stop right there? 2 years in a row, I have a stop right there in front of Hamilton's statue. Same thing when I'm in New York City, right in front of Hamilton's grave. He was what made America. He understood usury. Let's get real. Let's talk about him on this incredible day. Scottish royalty, his father had sex with that beautiful woman, and then what they do, those royals leave him. Same thing happened so many times. They abandoned him. He was an orphan. He was an orphan in the Caribbean. He watched the slave trade firsthand. He was so brilliant, he was doing the books of the slave traders as an 11-year-old, 12-year-old boy, running the whole company. He knew how awful it was, how horrible it was to enslave another human being. Not just morality, economically. He watched it destroy economies and destroy societies. He watched it. When a country is founded, the greatest president we ever had, it's unarguable, George Washington. He understood. He called him his pseudo-de facto son. Him and Jefferson go at it. Jefferson, the slave owner. He treated his slaves goods right down to having sex with them. By the way, Jesse Helms was his bloodline from an African. These phony fuckers on Fox News. Rupert Murdoch's words himself. I hate America. I hate the American system. We can't exploit them because they have tariffs. My role as Fox News is to freaking destroy America and turn it back in the royal system. That is my goal in life. That is Sean Hannity's goal. That is freaking all of them. Ted Nugent, Sarah Palin, all these people that waved the flag, their war product, that none of them ever bled, none of their family ever bled, none of them ever bled. That's their goal. Don't you see it? Don't you see it? Hamilton, the first 8 employees of the United States were the Coast Guard and the United States Marine Corps. Set up shop at the port of New York City. Look at those paintings. By the way, people that tell you that we evened out the earth and it's to hers, did you know, this is a fact, that goods from China could make it to the ports in New York City quicker in 1776 than they can today? Faster. Why? The greatest skilled craftsmen in the history of mankind were shipbuilders, were sailors. They knew how to move the trade winds. Those ships were magnificent. Better than we have today by 1,000 times. Faster than today by 1,000 times. So we flattened out. They're bullshit liars. They just lied. New World Order. Michael Savage is a con man. His son, what is his son? Doesn't he own Monster, the methamphetamines in a can they promote on you? Think about the overdosing of Oxycontin in this country. Why are those legal? Why are the dope dealers, the 24 drive-ins at Walgreens, at your local grocery store, these doctors who write prescriptions over and over fucking get kickbacks from them? Those are fucking criminals. Those are our enemies. They are killing our brothers and sisters. You go into a Walmart, you might as well just put a gun to a fucking Chinese fucking young woman's fucking head and blow her head off. That's what you're doing. They save you 23. They don't save you nothing because their fucking products are junk. They're fucking junk. They don't last. I mean, the coat that I wear in the 50s, go buy some from Walmart. You'll be lucky to make it a winter with it. It's junk. It's fucking junk. I remember my trial when I was a plasterer, Marshalltown, Maine, and Ohio. Used it for years. I was at the point with these fucking trials that you couldn't even buy one made in America anymore. It'd wear out one job. Don't save you shit. In the meantime, they fucking extract $100,000 a year from you. The average American in 1975 made $106,000 a year in today's dollars. That's a fact, Jack. 1965. Not even. Huh. Tariffs. You think there's a reason that everybody drove GMs and fucking Fords? You couldn't get the other ones in. Mercedes, famous fucking business model. We decided to turn ourselves into a luxury good. We couldn't get them in anyway, so they were so expensive, and we still weren't selling them. Famous story. Double the price. Don't change anything. Just double the price, turn us into a luxury good. That's what they've done. Trickle-down economics. Reagan fucking jumped ship and appointed, flipped the Fed. Alan Greenspan used to follow Ayn Rand around fucking the streets of Manhattan, tugging on her seat. Alan Greenspan is the fucking evilest man who ever set foot. Alan Greenspan makes Benedict Arnold look like a fucking church mouse. He gutted this fucking country. Unchecked, unwielded greed is called neo-feudalism. It's not New World Order. It's old as Babylon and evil as hell, Edward Abbey. It's old world order. Michael Savage was paid by the CIA, there's no doubt in my mind, to call it New World Order. All these guys. Fox, Operation Foxconn. Fox News wrapped themselves up inside. What a scam and a con game. Every single person they hire, the rules are you have to hate America with a deep-rooted passion. You have to wear incredible amounts of makeup and fucking hairspray. You could have never served in the military. You could have never bled. You could never think. You have to hate America with a deep-rooted hardcore passion, and you have to bow to the Queen and swear royalty to the Queen. Rupert Murdoch's words, not mine. High treason. You don't think they've moved America? I think when Bush's cousin is on the news desk at Fox News, 30 news outlets, these evil rotten lions. Anderson Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's quote, "The populace be damned. The public be damned." That's Cornelius Vanderbilt. At his building. I went and protested at his building the day. Believe it or not, in there, I mean, it's such a metaphor, and you guys don't see the metaphor. It's amazing to me that people don't see it. There's an Apple store inside Vanderbilt's building. Right there, you stand up overlooking over the fucking masses. I say Vanderbilt would be proud. Tim Cook's a rat. Steve Chinese Jobs. Wow. The thing is, they're killing themselves. They're killing, Jamie Dimon. I mean, don't you see these rats are eating their own? They're not just killing us, they're killing themselves. But they're sick. They're sick with unwielded, unchecked greed. Hamilton knew that. He knew he had to block the East India Company. The debt was per capita just as high in 1776, 77, 78, 79. Little old ladies, white Anglo-Saxons were living in those colonies for fucking 150 years. Why then? They got tired of cheap goods coming in the United States and destroying their business. Walmart rolls into your town. Your local tire store's gone. The local baker's gone. The local butcher's gone. The local fucking retail clothing outlet's gone. Walmart annihilated America. They crushed America. And you walk in there and drink the blood of Chinese children. I stood in the cage in Times Square. It was arranged by a person watching these videos of mine, a young Chinese woman, with the Tiananmen Square. Remember that? Remember Kathleen Gifford went shit for using a sweatshop? Now you all use sweatshops. You don't care. You don't care. The American populace does not give a fuck. Immoral fucks. They're willing to drink the blood of dead Chinese fucking women. Execute how many women a day in China? For nothing. You get caught with just as little as a piece of marijuana, anything. There's an incentive to execute fucking young people in China, and they do it. Load them in wagons, cut their body by, and fly them here. Dick Cheney has one of their hearts. Unbelievable. We might as well be sitting in Rome in the Colosseum eating fucking chicken and watching the lions kill homeless people. That's what they did then. That's what they did then. That's what we did now. History, 500 years ago to this day, Michelangelo was making some of his greatest sculptures. Look at him. Metaphorically, artistically, they were going right at these hypocrites. He was going right at the fucking church being the mass murder hypocrites that they were. The famous heresy letter that was being written secretly, and they could never find him. And that when that pope died, the new pope, they wanted that person dead. It was Michelangelo in secret. He lived miserably for a long, he lived to be 88 years old. But not now. They don't let him make it. You know, the NSA, you know, they're individuals inside. We get it with this movement of ours, whatever you call it. We get it. We get it because we need the cops to jump ship because they have children, and that's why we talk to them the way we talk to them. And by the way, most of the cops in D.C. and New York City, they've got it. They're ahead of the curve. The cops here in Utah don't get it until they go to prison for burning people, which they've done a long time, and we need the FBI to step forward. That's why we stormed the FBI. We need the FBI because these local judges, the Mormon churches hijacking these judges, are letting these guys go. You know, there's a 21-year-old woman that was murdered in the face here. There's a lot of them here. It happens every day because the Mormon church is so evil and corrupt. And even the internal, on the stand, internal investigation, the cop themselves, he says, no, this guy did not follow protocol, and it's a lie. She did not try to back her. He said she tried to swallow some drugs, which the autopsy shows she did not. He made it all up and just wanted to kill somebody. By the way, the guy that killed her, deal with that the rest of your life. You know, we know that these cops are having to eat sleeping pills or having to go on different drugs. Well, by the way, every single one of these cops eventually will commit suicide. That's how it works. You do know, and the playbook is written there. You unjustly kill another human being, unless you are a hardcore sociopath, which they're out there, it will catch up to you later in your life, knowing that your soul is going into a black hole, into hell for time and all eternity. That's what you did to yourself. Those people, young people that are murdered, their souls will live in eternal. They will go to the good place. It's like dying of cancer when I went into that place. Fought. I went without food and water for weeks. Going in and out of coma for a long time. I was in critical condition for 2 years, over 2 years. I'm still sick, by the way. But I made the 3-year mark, which is a major thing. You know, my fiscal probability goes up. But make no mistake, I'm still very sick. It's like people saying, you know, jump the fence and fight. You know what my platelet count is today? Hit me with a nightstick, and I'll probably fucking die. I'll bleed to death. I have very low platelets. But I don't care. I'm still willing to get into their fucking face. I'm still willing to be on the front lines. I'm still fucking willing to fucking risk my life for what's fucking truth. I'm willing to do that for my children, for my grandchildren. And I'm not going to fight with golden fucking guns. We've proven that that does not work. We got a saying out there, you're outgunned. Quote Dorothy Day, we need a revolution of the heart. By the way, we're standing right there. One place that we should have went, John, and we will next year. The Dorothy Day house was right around the corner from where we stood. We're not just all about that. We need to pay homage to them, people. The Dorothy Day house was right there. We were very close to it. I went over last year on Sunday. Now, Greg and Michael, who broke in with Megan Rice, came out of the Dorothy Day house right there. The Catholic social rights worker. The incredible woman that she was in New York City. 86-year-old nun sitting in prison, by the way, you know, for trying to protect us and save us. These rats under the Patriot Act, charged her as a terrorist under the falsely. And Barack Obama, if he had one fucking righteous bone in his body, one righteous bone in his body, he'd say, okay, you NSA fuckers, and you Homeland, and you fear fucking Rupert Murdoch's fucking bitches and the Queen, you made your point. You made your point with Bradley, Chelsea, whatever, Manning, young Manning. You made your point with Jeremy Hammond. You made your point by killing Pat Tillman. You made your point by killing Mako Hyacinth. You made your point. I'm going to take the stroke of the pen, and I'm going to set Megan Rice and Greg and Michael free, and Jeremy free. I'm going to set fucking Manning free. You made your fucking point. They didn't do shit. They didn't do shit. That you let people fucking loot the country, poison the earth. Look at the nuclear cartel. You let the mainstream media, you let people like Sanjay Gupta, practicing neurosurgeon, go on television 2 weeks after Fukushima when he's been over there and tell you radiation's good for you. This is a practicing neurosurgeon. By the way, these data that's coming out from things put very little weight into this data of Ken Buckafuck-Buza. He's a rat. He's a fucking planted fucking rat. He blew $10 million of fucking donated money by a woman. He's blown fucking tens of millions of dollars. He is placed there to loot this. John Goffman. Any of you have ever read Poison Power? I knew him personally. Pat Buckley. Berkeley, those evil fuckers. By the way, 40,000. And I want you to understand that 70% of all funding at Berkeley comes from taxpayers, California and federal. It's a state university, and it costs 40,000 for a resident. It used to be free. Wow. The rats. They're the head of the snake. What they did to J.L. up in Oppenheimer, he was a peace activist. Tell her the evil rat that mass murdered my father. They made the order. They knew they were going to kill him. They did it anyway. They knew they were going to give their kids. They did it anyway. But we have no much. This down to individuals. We've been betrayed A to Z by you baby boomers in your fucking suits with your tie on, walking around thinking you're part of the club. You ain't shit. You ain't shit. Oh, look at my house. Look at my fake fucking pipes. You got both out there, man. More fake breath. Fuck you. Frauds. Music has fucking turned its back on us. The corporate Boston. Think about this, John, and you guys up in Boston. Schultz always claimed think about where he went to school. Another rat. More than a feeling. MIT. Oh, he's anti-corporate. I went and seen that rat. He's got little dolphins flying around, donating money for the ocean. Didn't even know what Fukushima was. And then he says, oh, we'd like to let so-and-so from American Idol. These guys act like they're all that. Down 7th Avenue. The boxer. They're frauds. You know they're all frauds. They're all, we stand against it until they go broke. Then they jump right on the corporate bandwagon. Jump right on it. They've all done it. The rats. They're all rats, every single one of them. Russell comes into the street, tells us to calm down. Who the fuck is he? I love one of my guys, one of my people right there. One of my people told him right to his face, hey, aren't you supposed to be doing an interview with the BBC? Fuck that rat. Fuck them all these guys, pounding silver, Max Kaiser, freaking, all these so-called alternative media. Pound silver. Buy it at 45. And my Cassandra's bloodlines, let's get real. You want to pull back from me? Wow. How accurate? My accuracy has been impossible. Video at 1900 to the day. Get out of gold. Videos at silver to the day. This is right before I got cancer. Get out. Oh, you made so much money on Wall Street. Where's all your money? Let's see. $1.8 million hospital bill. I forked over freaking $700,000 to get in. Everything I had. I went through a horrible divorce. My girlfriend died of leukemia. I watched this death. I gave up my Wall Street career in 1999. I walked, event, in the height. I watched the corruption. I couldn't take it anymore. I gave up $1 million a year job. $1 million a year. Ask my children or ask anybody who's on the house that they lived in. The houses that we lived in. I was like, this is wrong. I'm not doing this anymore. It's wrong. I won't do it. Telling you buy Apple at $9 a share, it's over $700. Those evil. I won't buy it, but the derivative. Rat fucker. I wanted to start a hedge fund, that was responsible, that could raise money to fight this, but the rats fucking tried to team me up. The trolls went after me. This connecting dots fucking dude is beyond playing with fucking fire. By the way, have you seen the pictures of him? Have you seen the comments that he's made for 20 years online? He's been ratting and trolling. He's funded by the Queen. He gets money from the Queen. That's who pays for these rats. They're all in Canada. All the rats. The trolls are all in Canada. They're being funded by the Queen. The House ones are the same people that funded 9/11. You don't believe me? Look it up. Too big to jail. I was a derivative trader when 9/11 happened. I'm like, oh, fuck, they got him. They put on the airline stocks. They got him. That's a fucking easy trade. Forensic Account 101. He's got him. W. Prince Bandar. Brother Bandar. Let's get real. Michael Moore, that fraud fucker. Let's remember it. Fahrenheit 9/11 is one of the greatest historical documents ever made. Roger and me, one of the greatest historical, but he betrayed us. He turned his back on it. That bowl of jello. Respect your bodies. We walk how many miles in the streets? By the way, you guys, I'm an old geezer. And as I moved as an old geezer through the streets, I'm in shape. I'm strong. We went for 16 hours. Should have seen by the time late in the middle of the night, I got back to the hotel. We into the night. It was amazing. Thank you to the D.C. cops. White House security. Thank you. They were awesome. They come up to us, hey, Kev, come here. Right in cop cars, wave me over. Here's water for you. I love what you're doing. Cops. It's either way. They know we're fighting for them. The vast majority, same in New York City, but of course on Wall Street, they have their own special goon squad at Wall Street. They're not your average New York City cop. They psychological profile all over the country, and they find it sociopath murderers. They find them, and that's the ones they put down there, and they call it their goon squad. You know, Occupy in New York City knows them by first name. They know who they are. A lot of them are married to bankers, by the way. And they psychological profile, and they look all over the world to find these fucking Helga. And you watch my videos when they're arresting everybody. Look at Helga standing right there. Look at them. They look for those guys. Every movement that has sprung up in the last, so we all get it. We no longer have a government that represents their people. We don't. They jerry-rig the districts. They hijack the courts. They've never missed one nook or cranny. Lobbyists, now think about this. Now, I want you to think about this. As we're storming the United States Capitol, the People's House. By the way, that young man who's screaming that right over there in front, who's got "Don't Cry on Me" flag, was tasered. He was tasered in front of the Reagan building by Homeland Security and thrown in jail. Huh. He just says, well, I want to go up to my place. Well, you're not allowed to. He says, I'm not going to demonstrate. I just want to walk up the steps. Before the Patriot Act, we were allowed to do that at our house. You've seen that goon squad standing there with his can of pepper spray. And what happens when we show up with pepper spray? You're the criminals, not us. The vast majority of police were awesome with us. They get it. They know that they can get cancer just like I got cancer. A lot of them have got cancer. Ed Wild Stories told me I've had so much cancer in my family. Sister died very young. Very logical, articulate people. Even when I was protesting in D.C., the only problem, in San Diego, I mean, we had 3 protesters, 300 cops. They all knew me by name. U.S. Marshals, assholes. By the way, I've scheduled multiple interviews. There have been multiple interviews with Megan Rice scheduled, multiple, that have gone through the proper channels. I've been at the detention center, Washington, and Brooklyn. They've moved her all over. The BBC, lots of people have had legitimate interviews. We've went through the proper channels to get them, and right when we get ready to do them, we always get stopped. The U.S. Marshal Office steps in under the Patriot Act and blocks the interviews. Well, Jefferson's words, without the 4th pillar, we have nothing. They know that. They took the media. Rupert Murdoch. Bill Walmart Clinton, they went to the same school. Rhodes Scholar at Oxford, the House of Windsor. Where was the money traced from 9/11? We know it. It was traced in day 2. All the Saudis were flown out of the United States. Brother Bandar. George W. Ratbush, his father headed the CIA. The head of Bechtel, Ronald Reagan, on the board of directors at Bechtel, who built up the kingdom. Ronald Reagan, very close, tight friends with freaking Bin Laden's brother, very close. Bin Laden's freaking father, very close with the board of directors of Bechtel, who all live in San Diego now. When I'm protesting the U.S., now think about this, USS Reagan was sent in on day 2 or 3 on Veterans Day. Nuked. Radiated so hardcore. Now they finally woke up and moved it out. They bring it back. All those kids are dying. There's several of them already dead. I was in the bone marrow transplant LDS with one of them. They filed suit against TEPCO. Did I see anybody? So you guys all grandstand, put your yellow sticker on your car? Nobody. Just me in 2013. Libby showed up this year. She did great work. Look at her hot seat. I found myself down there every day, reporting from them. Reporting live from USS Reagan when the Chargers were practicing on it. Reporting live when they had a Little League football camp. Going crazy. Nobody will listen to me. Nope, because they're still waiting for... I could prove that even the alternative media and the YouTube crowd and the social media still wait for a freaking confirmation. Look it up. On May 20th, I believe it was, this year, I reported that light fire, whatever it was, I reported it as a fire in Unit 4 at Fukushima, Japan. By the way, they're what's going on over there. We can get nothing. So I report that. And I'm like, okay, I'm still waiting. All these so-called Fukushima fighters came after me. Oh, and I mean, we kept track. We had our army kept in track. I have you think Anonymous has an army of freaking keyboard activists? You ought to see mine. You ought to see mine. Oh my God, do I can email right now. I have a whole army around the country. Just email. Hey, I need this. Boom, 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 boom. So I'm the third view on that. I put it up. The so-called Fukushima fighters are all saying, well, we're still waiting for confirmation. We haven't seen from who? Who are you waiting for confirmation for? That's what you don't get. I'm dead serious. We are the media now. We are the media. We're the fighters. We're the patriots. We're the museums. We're the artists. No, it's been betrayal from A to Z, up to down. It's systemic. It's a cultural problem. When will it all end, Kevin? I've asked this thousands of times. When all the baby boomers are dead, which is happening very quickly. They never took care of themselves. What we did as baby boomers to the next generation has never been done in the history of humanity to another. Look, we were all born when we turned 18 years old and graduated from high school, which we used to graduate in them days because it wasn't a police state high school. We didn't have cops at the fucking schools. We smoked weed in the parking lots. We went to class fucking drunk. We did do better. Come on. We were dynamic. They let us flaw because that's what young men do. That's what young women do. Our brains don't even mature till we're 27 years old. They let us make our mistakes. They wanted us to be rebels in the street. We were encouraged to do it. I knew Edward Abbey personally, which required reading in Utah in the 7th grade, the Monkey Wrench game. It was required reading. He wrote that book today, we'd go to Supermax. We're not going to be a police state. We are a police state. And I love how Naomi Klein, Chris Hedges, all these guys, these Snowden writers, they go back retro. No, I report it as it happens because it's that important. As it happens. We were born into America. Yeah, it had its problems. They were tricked by nuclear. They didn't understand it yet. Magic, magic, magic. Tell her the evil bastard was human guinea pig. But we know now. We know that it was a con. That it's not magic. It's uranium mines. It's the biggest fucking cash cow. We opened up the gates of the Manhattan Project and we never turned it off. That's where I come up with the post-ignorance project. The post-ignorance opposite of the Manhattan Project. We need a post-ignorance project to get rid of it all. A huge stimulus to the economy. But we don't even do that. We just keep kicking the can. I equate it to nerve gas. The nerve gas out here in the Utah freaking desert. By the way, understand this in Utah, these idiots here. The Army out there, which their burn facility, which is polluting, you name it, they burn it, Stericycle, because 49 of the 90 states won't let them in. The Romney family owns them, by the way. Evil bankrupt, by the way. They bankrupted a lot of people in Utah Energy Solutions. Look it up. These are the people in charge of the world's nuclear waste. And the Twilly Army did all the nerve gases there. Nuclear is the same as nerve gas. Nerve gas has been around for freaking near 100 years. Has been around for 100 years. But does anyone use it? We made a conscious decision as a fucking people of humanity. It's all here. We've been getting rid of it for how long? We've been spending 70 years out here in the plant getting rid of it. I've worked out there many times. And we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting rid of it. Nuclear will take a long time. But it has to happen. It needs to go to Yucca Mountain, all the waste. And then a program, which I call the post, it needs to be developed there. And shoot it into space. The re-verification, these lies that are perfect. And these are not my words. This is why I went to Livermore last year. This is important. This is very important for you people to understand that nuclear is the greatest. The nuclear, there are 256 contamination sites. You're all going to get cancer. Everyone's going to get cancer. From nuclear waste, it's everywhere. It's all over. It's in every state, and it's every nook and it's cranny, and it's leaking, and it's broke down, and it's fucking going all over you. And it 100% gives you cancer. Oh, there's cures for cancer. And that's another thing that's all seen, these baby boomer rats that come out there like this doctor in Texas, a snake oil salesman. People die a day from cancer? It's a horrible way to die. I've been there, baby. I've been there. I've watched it many, many times. On the edge, death's doorstep 3 years ago, like in and out of a coma. Nurses praying for me, tickling my hands, my family thinking it's over. Fighting. Crossing right on the edge, on the line, for weeks. It's a horrible way to die. So many of us are going to die that way. So many of you baby boomers are going to die that way. You think you're above it. You're not above it. You think your money's going to save you. It's not. Steve Chinese Jobs. One of my doctors is one of Steve Chinese Jobs' doctors. For real. I have the incredible, I just by luck, by default, I got lucky that a guy named Fimbo Peterson and Vincent Hansen, true Christians, true spiritual warriors. Vincent, let me tell you a story about the doctor who saved my life. Right here in Utah, some young men, 18-year-olds, broke into his house, thrashed the house. Family heirlooms, irreplaceable. Hundreds, if not millions of dollars worth of damage. Caught him. Go to court. This is my attorney. Go to court. They're going down the river in this freaking state. They're going down the river for a long time. Slam dunk. Judge is ready to sentence him. Vincent shows up. Can I speak, Your Honor? He's a pillar of the community. He's near 80 and he's still fighting. Without him, I'm dead. He already says, Kevin, I listened to your rants. I understand you. Your uncle was my business partner, Dr. Blanch. You didn't even like me. The incredible heart surgeon that he was. Me and him used to go at it philosophically. He says, you look just like him, you sound just like him. And he says, Kevin, my brother and father both died of freaking thyroid cancer in central Utah from the open air test. We're all downwinders, and you are so on this. He's the only guy that would listen to me. I had tumors in my guts, and they said it was carcinoma cancer in my liver, and I argued, no, it ain't. No, I found a YouTube video with 14 views. This is these guys that slice it get it wrong. It's an art. I fought, and I knew enough about leukemia that know they can present tumors. And I run it by any bone marrow biopsy that day. I'm on death's doorstep. This is going on for 30 days. Misdiagnosed by dozens of doctors. Sent home to die. It's horrible. I was in so much fucking pain. Losing 6-7 pounds a day. Hey. He's in court. He's asked the judge, a Nazi judge here that I know, who's retired now. Again, in this buy here, pay here, he had to step down. That's how they play here. Can I speak, Your Honor? Of course. I would ask the court just one thing. Yes? What's that? That you set them free. What do you mean set them free? Set them free. No probation, no jail time, no fines, no nothing. I would just simply ask them if they would simply try to do better. Judges like, this is what a pillar of the community this man is. He's a giant, and everybody knows he's a giant. And he's a Mormon, by the way. A real Christian. A real spiritual person. Not like these fake, phony, hairspray fuckers. Nobody could get away with that. A judge is not going to let anybody say that. They say, well, I understand you, but I'm still going to teach them what. Not him. Well, I would not do this for anyone else, but if that's what you want, yes, that's what I want. Judge did, set them free. Did you know to this day, those young men, children, years ago, they go to their house for Christmas. They spend Christmas together, their families, because he gets it. He gets it. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. Thou shalt not kill. I don't care if you're an atheist. It doesn't matter. It's the philosophy. Hamilton understood the philosophy. It is immoral to enslave another human being. Hamilton missed on purpose. Took the bullet from Al Gore's bloodlines, Burr. By the way, it ruined Burns' life, too. Took him. Alexander Hamilton, the first Secretary of the Treasury, he believed in the anti-usury. He fought against the Queen vigorously. Hated the royal system. Hated slavery. Hated usury. Tariffs are the answer, morally. It's immoral to enslave another person in China. It's immoral to enslave a brown person while you're on. It's immoral. It's immoral. And economic has destroyed this country. Trickle down my ass. Stay untuned. We'll keep this freaking ball going forward. All you good fighters, the truth ones. Stay untuned.
All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. They'll be calling you a radical. Twin Gate.